I am back. Hi there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do a review on Is Fernanda and Fiza Jr. What now, Fernanda and John story? If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Like means that you hit that thumbs up button when you come into the room. And if you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for joining the channel. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you, and thank you. I wanted to just talk a little bit about Jonathan's and Fernanda's story. And I wanted to ask the question, is Fernanda and Fiza Jr.? Okay. So I had a little chance to get updated on the what now stories, or what's happening now, whatever you want to call them. And I did not like this couple during the season. They were one of the couples that I did not want to really talk a whole lot about, but you know what, their after season life, or the life after, the episodes and the cameras went off, has become very interesting. Okay, so I watched the what now story, and we went over and they review. Most of the show for me is just reviewing what we've already seen. So I don't know if the What Now episodes are mainly for new viewers who are becoming familiar with 90 Day Fiance. But for us, the viewers who have been watching it from the very first episode and the very first season, most of it is a waste of time. We probably get maybe about 5 minutes of what's now. But the 5 minutes that I did get about their love story was very interesting. It appears that when we saw Fernanda on TV, that she was very discontent living in Lumberton, South Carolina. Very discontent. She wasn't happy with him. As we saw from the very first episode, she came there and, she found old panties in his drawer, in one of his dresser drawers, and, she kind of went off. It appeared that Fernanda had a big time with boredom, and John spending countless hours outside of the household. When I looked at the what now, I saw that, they were still having these problems. Jonathan had come home, I guess, from a day of work, and she went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. An argument started between the two of them. John began to talk about all the things that he had done for her. Now, during the season, we learned that allegedly John had paid for her breast augmentation. I guess she wanted a little bit more girls. And, they kind of talked about it on air. So I guess I shouldn't say allegedly, because the breasts were inflated some kind of way. He had brought her a car. They already had a house. And, he'd just done a lot for her. This young lady, allegedly, when he met her, was like 17, 18 years old. So she was a child. He was a bachelor. He had many women and all of that kind of stuff. But this woman he fell in love with. Or did he? Did he think that he was getting this Barbie doll, or maybe one of the Brat dolls where you can take the feet off and the head off and the arms off and just change them into what you want them to be? Maybe that's what he thought that he was getting, but did he underestimate her? We remember the story of George and Anfisa. Anfisa came here from Russia, and she was, in love with this alleged rich guy who, I don't know if he had an investment in a marijuana distillery or what he did, but I mean, he just was, he was posing as a rich man. And Fiza came over here, flat butt, flat breast, nose, whatever. But soon after she hooked up with George and started working and doing her modeling and all of that, we saw her puff up like a Brad doll too. More like a Barbie, just like, big breasts. We saw her working out, losing weight, and the like. That nose changed into, one of those little narrow type of nose. And then Fiza just had it going on. And there was a time where I was Team Anfisa, like, what? Team Anfisa. And I still am. I probably shouldn't be, but I am so Team Anfisa. But Anfisa used her American experience to change her face, her body features, and all of that. And it appears that our girl, Fernanda, did the same. Now, I don't know if Anfisa coached her or if she had some other coaches who had already been here or not. I don't know what it was. But let me tell you something. When I watched his story, I kind of felt sorry for him. See, he was talking, in the bedroom about all the things that he had done for her and how he had taken care of her and everything she had, was because of him. And she was like, that's right. That's right. You do that. That's right. You spend more money. That's right. Go out and work and you make more money to take care of me. And I was quite shocked. It is amazing what people say and what they do behind closed doors. Now, I probably shouldn't have been shocked, but I was shocked at her boldness to say it. She got everything she wanted, except she didn't want to live in Lumberton. She wanted to be a model. That was her aspiration. And I guess that is her American dream. She is halfway there. She has the body now. She has the looks. And she is living in Chicago. They had a conversation between the two of them where, she was talking about, how she was bored and wasn't going to stay in Lumberton. She just wasn't going to do it. And I think that he didn't hear her. Oftentimes when people are talking, especially the communication between couples, one of the partners isn't heard. But she never hid that she was interested in doing something else, that she wanted to have her own sense of, she wanted to be independent. Jonathan talked about a Christmas party that the two of them had went to. Things were on the rocks between them. He said that at this Christmas party, she was trying to embarrass him. He said she wanted his attention, so much so that she tried to flirt with a man at the party in front of him. He said he realized after that it was time for them to go their separate ways. He indicated that they came home from the party and went into the home and that they were having an argument, and the argument was so bad that he left his own house. He said, I ran from my house. Was this part of her plan? I'm just asking the question. Was this part of her plan to get here and to be a model? We saw her Skyping back and forth with her family. I don't know if she was getting, game by game play, she was reading out of a playbook or what she was doing. But now she is here in the United States and she's living her best life. Jonathan went over and talked with his friend, his neighbors that we had seen so often on the show. He went over and talked with them and they were like, what, does she have a lawyer? Is she lawyered up? And he said, yeah. He said, you need to get a lawyer. You need to seek some counsel because stuff is about to get, a little bit rough on you, my bro. So he went to go and see an immigration lawyer and he talked to her. And she talked about, that spousal paper or that whatever that spousal thing is that, they sign and all of that kind of stuff, which commits them. It's a change and adjustment or an adjustment change. I guess that changes your status from, whatever country you're from to a United States citizen. So that, I mean, well, well, not a United States citizen, whatever. It gives you the ability to get a green card. And he had signed a spousal support paper. It looks like he signed it in December, and the lawyer told Jonathan, you have the opportunity, Jonathan, to reverse this. But if you reverse this, she will not get a green card unless she can prove that she can maintain her own way of living, her own life here in the United States. She said, now if you do this, it cannot be undone. You have to reverse this in order to stop yourself or prevent yourself from having to take care of her financially for 10 years. Jonathan said, it may hurt, but god dang it, where do I sign? Where do I sign to reverse this? So I say to you, is it a coincidence that things didn't work out with them? Is it a coincidence that she had all of this plastic surgery and all of this stuff, and then after she had the surgery and got here and got him to marry her, that all of a sudden she was not content with the way that she was living and you only been here a couple of months? Or was it a master plan? Is she in Fiance Jr.? Is she? Is she studying from Anfisa's playbook? If so, you go, girl. Because I can give me a couple of changes my daggone self. Thank you so much for the super chat. I need to look at Anfisa's playbook. If this is the case, Anfisa needs to sell that sucker online so I can get a couple of things nipped and tucked. I'm just saying. So, Jonathan and Fernanda, I guess, they're going through a divorce or are divorced, and the plot still thickens. It still thickens. Thank you so much for being here, and happy Easter to everybody who is celebrating. Love you all to pieces. Bye-bye.